Oh, hello everyone. Ether here and welcome back to another week of this Minecraft series. This week we are going to be doing stuff because actually I already can show you that I'm all level 80. So yeah, right now where I can show you my level here. I reached level 80, so I'm getting points into Shell because I want to have the Quill skill, where also I'm going to have some durability resistance. And if I got a really lot of mana regen, so I can go up to 50%, that's going to be perfect. But for now, sometimes I activate this when I'm pretty much doing architect vaults or stuff like that. So hopefully it's going to be well. And also, nothing new on the talent, but on the expertise, I got my second point into bartering. And this is something important if you are playing with bartering. Oopsie. Don't worry if you don't see your discount into the vendor shop, because it's applied, it's just you don't see it. So it's still working, it's just bugged out in terms of the showing, but trust me, you get the discount. So bartering is really OP. And in terms of the researchers, we are going for the thermal, and now we are collecting some points for the phytogenic insulator, so that way we can actually process all of our different stuff. So in terms of the storage system, I also added these generators now, which are provided by thermal. So let's go upstairs, and here in front of the tree, we of course are going to have our new space for the generators, where we have a generator for the blackstone, for the basalt, for the cobalt distillate, and over here we got a smooth stone, which is the same as the stone and also really similar than the cobblestone, with the only difference that on this one here we are also going to be cooking. We are just generating the stuff on top of this hover minecart, then it's feed up via the hopper into this furnace here, that guy over there, which is cooking the stone into a smooth stone. So now we got generator for all the different type of rocks. We can control that because kind of a wireless from the bottom side, because we got these redstone links over here. So that's another good thing that we spent a couple of streams doing, because it was way more convoluted than I was expected, to be honest. Even if it's super simple, having it all of them an array here. So for example, on this one here, I'm going to use the camera because it's easier to see. I got the block of water, which is feeding the second one on the top here. And then on the other side, no, in front of this, I got the lava. So it's water, lava, and this is producing the stone. But for the cobblestone one, I need the water and I need a magma block. So in this case, this one is not fed necessarily by the lava, I believe. I could be wrong because I don't remember exactly how it was, but I'm pretty sure it was with the magma block on that side. So yeah, all of these different ones are generating different type of resources, and I tested already and it's working. And I also hooked up my dispenser for the XP bottles, that guy's over there. So that's inside of the spawner, and I don't know if I told you the full spawner, but now I got this locked pathway here, so when I need to swap the DX I can do it. But when I activated, these guys got the power, and then we got the spawner activated here with the timer that got on the back over that side. So yeah, now we got this big pillar in the middle, so no more spawnings in the inside of the tower there, so that's really good. Okay, so we are here because I mean, to be honest, I was not recording too much this week. I just spent most of the days just playing balls and just doing that. So yeah, besides the stream, it's kind of what I did. So I just wanted to save something just for the video, just for use like a sneak peek, like the flamingo here. And what we are going to have now is a little bit talk about the color palette, because I want to go for the roof into a gradient for the black tone all the way down to the calcite. So I already have all the blocks here at my disposal, but this is just too much. I mean, this for a big I would say like far away structure, like in the background, like for example the portal from this angle is going to be cool. But in this case, it's not like I want to create something like in the really far away, like over there or on the village. So this is just too much of a block. So what I do with this is either start from really little or really big. So of course the easy way to start is you grab the first block, then you grab the last one, and then you create one block in the middle, and then you just try to stretch all the different type of blocks or textures that you can have. And the logic is really simple. You just swap kind of a one attribute from over the time. For example, we got blackstone here with the texture of the blackstone, which is a little bit cracked, and then we change the same blackstone but with the brick texture, and then we use the same blackstone but then it's flat. And in this case we're going to make the jump because I'm not so sure about this one, for example, so we can transition from the blackstone into the display brick, and so on and so on and so on. So for example, here we got the biggest jump in terms of colors individually, but since we are having the same texture from far away, it's actually really way more smooth because you can see the transition, again, transition way smoothly. So that's something really important. And in this case, since this is just too much, I want to have one block for the stronger side, I would say, like the darker one, and I still want to have one but for the brighter side. And of course we're going to need one in the middle, which in this case I believe is going to be either the basalt or it's going to be the coal ore one. I really like this one because it's kind of a really thematic in terms of what we had on the bottom side. I tried to use it on the door but didn't work. So I guess this is the perfect time to use it on the ceiling, so we can remove that then, for now at least. And you're going to see, like, if we go with that kind of a style, we can compact this. Oh, wrong one. You know what? I'm going to put that away. So we are going to compact this into this type of 3 or 5 blocks total. So we are going to do something like this now. And then, since this was like that, then we're going to have with the other blocks what we can make work. So let me actually pull them all together and try to find a block here in the middle, which I believe is going to be the deep slate brick slab in this case. Yeah, that's going to be a nice transition over there. Because again, it's not like we need to have a smooth out one, it's just we need to tell the spectator in this case, like, yeah, these are different colors. But in this case, the reason for the white is not because it's going to be like a blank canvas in that regard. It's more like it needs to be like the snow. And if you look at the snow from here, it's easy to understand. We got brown, then we got gray, then we got brown and other type of brownish, but the borders or the edges of the snows are actually really sharp. You can see where we got the gravel and where we actually have the snow. And even if we got gravel here in the middle, it's still clear like this is not the snow. So for this one, it's not like we really need to have a transition one. And in that regard, we can go either for one of these two. Because I really like this one. This is clear and, or I would say no clear, more clean in terms of the texture. So similar like the snow, you see. We got texture over there with the dripstone. It's kind of a messy texture with the gravel in itself, but the snow is way less texturized. So we can do that, which is a transition work, but it's a little bit like a dirty snow, so I don't like it. We can go with this one, which is way more clear because it's keeping the texture of the same roof. And it's keeping the same, oh no, another rain. I just record this part like 3 times already because it was snowing and then it was raining, and also Jack was impaled by a mechanical drill, so F. But yeah, I'm not going to record this again, I'm sorry. I'm just too annoyed by that. So we can go either with that or this one. And this is the one that we need to choose. This is also like a good transition. I mean, you can have kind of some merit on both of them. This is a little bit dirty, and if you are just caring about the color scheme, let me remove the torch. Oopsie. If you are caring only about the color scheme, I would say this transition is way better because this is in the middle in between the gray and the white. But for what we want to achieve here, actually, we should do something a little bit different. So let me fix this part. Because in this case, what I want to you to see in a sense is that these two blocks are actually snowed out while these are still part of the roof. So we can even go further away with this and actually replace that black stone with the bricks in that regards. Um, I think in this particular one, I want more the messy black stone, mainly because I need some type of or some part of the roof that are actually going to be like scorched, that they are going to grab the power of the gods distilled from there, like we got an smattering smolder block there that then is kind of crouching over all the way to the top, and of course it's going to connect all the way up to the roof. So I believe this tells better the story, and for this other side I think this is going to be our final color palette. So now we're going to start making the roof, extending this side or this kind of a connection if you want all the way to the roof to the border, and that's kind of what we are going to be working with now. So I'm going to try to make this at least with the borderline so you get an idea, and hopefully we can make more progress here. And just like that, we got a roof. So yeah, actually let me show you that over here we did the main roof with these three core parts. This is of course for the scorched parts. This is our main kind of a block if you want. And this is another one of a piece of contrast, which I'm using for heighten up a little bit of the darker parts, but also making this a little bit more interesting. Then we are going to add as the last step, when pretty much we got the core of the roof done, there's no over there, which is just going to kind of break everything because as you can see and I just showed you, the snow is way more intrusive in that regard. So this is going to be for later. But this is what I have for now, and I'm going to show you with the camera a little bit of the stuff that I have. So I already laid out the shape if you want. So I'm going to have that slopes on the edges. And also what we are going to need to do now is connect this part of the roof to extend all the way up here so it looks more natural. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. Probably I'm just going to extend the wood somehow, but we shall see. That's going to require more testing in my part. So yeah, I also did this on the whole part around the temple, and this is kind of a really cool thing that I did extra. I just kept the leaf that I had already, like this is actually flowering or kind of a falling down or encroaching itself into the whole roof in itself. And I think for from parts like here, for example, looks really cool. But of course, on this bottom side, I need to cover, in this case, the bottom block. And we need to add a little bit of detailing or polishing like that, but we are going to do again. That's more refining the stuff, so we need to do that later. And that's why I didn't want to remove any of the leaf blocks, because I think that that's a little bit extra. But the other thing is, as I showed you before, I'm using the blackstone slab for extending the scorched parts on the roof. So you can see on every single kind of a point, without necessarily being straight lines, you see the scorched part of the roofs are getting connected. So what I did is I just took this part, which is extending from the pillar in a way, and you can extend kind of the all the ways out. This part, for example, I just purposely wanted to have it more clean. I don't think I want to change the bottom parts, but at least on the roof, I want to connect it more into this one, which is more like the more clean part, if you want. So this whole wing is actually the cleanest one with no blackstone slab. But yeah, you can see it's the same whole concept. Sometimes more scorched on the corner, sometimes less, but it's the same concept here and there. And then I just added on the top part. For the first and second layer, you can see it's a small rule, but these rules are what can hide the whole perspective. I don't have the black stone slab connected to this coal or bricks because this is like a stone slabs. So I always got a deep slate in the middle of them. So whenever I got them kind of really close together, there is a mandatory deep slate block in the middle. But for the top parts, especially on these upper layers, since I really want to have more contrast, I actually connect them purposely together. You can see here and there, they are always connected together. Sometimes they are isolated, but when they touch together, they are actually together, breaking kind of this whole pattern where I need to have the stone slab. And you can see like in that way, what is creating in your mind, it's you are seeing like these two kind of heightened points in terms of light and dark are connecting together and making this way more impactful. So I really love this. And yeah, I think this kind of add a little bit more extra. And what we need to do next is shape the extended part of the roof here, which is going to be with the door in the center. So it's going to be like a triangle if you want. And we are going to extend this probably all the way kind of to the middle here, or even height up to the kind of at the roof level, probably all the way up to here at least. And then I'm going to try to have something that hopefully can go here into the middle and can stretch from this side and from that side, like a big, more elongated roof. But I'm really not sure how I'm going to shape this whole second roof here. I just know that this one is not going to be as extended as that one, so let's picture like you are going to have the top part of the triangle here, so you are going to travel through here, and then the whole roof is going to kind of come down up to this point, and then you're going to have like another building shape, and then another roof somewhere here. So that's kind of what I have in mind, but yeah, that's all the time that I got for this week because, as I told you at the start, I pretty much spent my whole week bolting. That's why I'm level 80. So I'm not complaining. And oh boy, now my temple is really dark and spooky. I like it. I have grown up to like it a lot. So this is how we are right now. This is what we have also. To be honest, even if it's not that much of a progress, I'm really happy and satisfied with it because this is going to add a lot more. And then for the next week, we just need to start adding what they call is the second phase, not necessarily the detailing part, but where I already had the concept and we just need to tie everything together. So that part, we need to connect it with the bottoms or the under roof, and then we need to do the second floor, of course, and we need to keep doing this part of the roof. So if you're interested into more content like this, feel free to drop by on my Twitch, because we are going to be live probably today, working on the roof and also doing some more extra vault. So feel free to drop by on my Twitch there, and see you. Bye bye.